Welcome back to yet again another stream with Quick Crypto, and obviously people from my Discord, the Coin Factory as well. Apologies, a little later start, 5 minutes late, I apologize for that. But ultimately, we've got another very big stream to cover, a lot of very important announcements to cover once again. And yeah, it is a lot of exchange listing drama, as we can see from the title. We've got a lot of drama with Kraken being a very positive one, Mexc, which actually seems to be dumping Kaspa, and then we can speculate about the Coinbase and the OKX and the Binance as well. But ultimately, we are in a very precarious position right now. We can see Kaspa right now it's actually dipped below 16 cents, 15.82, down 2.29% on the daily time frame. And we did actually dip below 15.5. Now, I personally believe there's a chance that we could see Kaspa drop lower in the upcoming days, potentially. But at the same time, there are also indicators suggesting that this might be the bottom for Kaspa in this current moment in time. And I'm referring to this heat map here from the Crypto Proto style, where it shows that right now it is right now we're in the bottom of the heat map. So supposedly Kaspa is very undervalued right now. The risk metric to buying Kaspa right now effectively states that there's little to no risk buying Kaspa. Of course, that's not an exact indicator, but it's one indicator regardless. It's not the do or die. But it's important to note, we'll be covering that in the stream as well. But ultimately, yes, Kaspa's down. And I think we could see lower lows incoming. And I'm hoping so. I'm really hoping so. Because if Kaspa drops back down to, 14 point... If Kaspa drops below here, that's personally what I'm waiting for. And I'll buy Kaspa if it goes down here again. I'm hoping and I'm waiting for Kaspa to go down here. And I'll buy more Kaspa. If it goes any lower, then definitely I'm going to get some more as well. But right now, I'm literally just hovering over that buy button because it's so undervalued right now. Shy Liege, welcome, my man. Welcome from India. You're a legend. Thank you for joining the stream right now. And Kraken is listing Kaspa for sure. What's your opinion? Yep, Kraken is definitely launching Kaspa. I've seen that announcement. In fact, I put that in my Discord server. I'm going to quickly plug that in right now. My free Discord server, where the moment the announcement was made, I immediately went to my Twitter and announced it, and everyone saw it, and we got to talk about how bullish this is. Obviously, we knew that the Kraken listing was coming. They put it on their roadmap, but we can see from this post from the Kraken support that they have, rest assured, we have secured a spot listing for Kaspa. So they will 100% be adding Kaspa in the near future as soon as possible. Regrettably, listings require significant time and resources for implementation within our even structure. So right now, they're simply just going through the protocols, trying to figure out what it is they need to do in order to list Kaspa. Most likely buying up more liquidity and make sure all the technology works. Again, keep in mind the 10 BPS hard fork migration should be happening soon. Probably when the announcement of the KRC20 happens. But yes, there's a lot to go through. But this is the sentence that really matters. Rest assured that we have secured a spot listing for Kaspa and will add it to our platform as soon as possible. Very bullish news. So my opinion on that is it's good. It's the first major tier 1 listing for Kaspa, and also American as well, an American listing, one of the biggest American exchanges, of course Coinbase being the biggest. But it's a very big listing, and what I suspect will happen is, that announcement in itself is good. Is good. And when we see on Kraken's official Twitter page, not the Kraken support, the official Twitter page, that you've got the Kas USDT or USDC, whatever it may be, the Kas spot trading pair that's listed on their website, and it has a set time and date, when it will list, whatever. That is when we'll start seeing the official run up for Kaspa, and when the FOMO will officially start, we'll see the run up towards the listing. And then once the listing happens, I think then we'll start seeing a correction of sorts before we see an inevitable pump up again. Afterwards. That's my current prediction, but I'll get more of that into this stream as well. Yannick, my mate, my friend, my brother, welcome. Hamid, hi, how are you? I'm good, my friend. How are you doing on this Monday? Mondays are the worst, aren't they? But ultimately, yeah, ultimately, I still think it's a very good day, and I'm happy that Kaspa's down. Why Kaspa's price is dumping? Well, we're going to get into that in the stream. My speculation is in regards to probably the news regarding here with Mexc. Mexc, as of late, has been dumping a lot. This is in the 2-week chart, but as we can see, evidently as of late, Mexc has been laying off a lot of their Kaspa, which is, it can be a cause for concern because they used to be a top 5 holder, and now, they're dumping so much Kaspa. They've dropped down from, just short of 300 million Kas to, basically nothing. So it's quite a cause for concern. But I think the reason why is due to, again, just the fact that Kaspa is so undervalued right now that it's really hard to make money from it. Even though I believe there's going to be a pump soon enough, it's so undervalued. And this is proved again in the power law stating as well that Kaspa is very, very undervalued. There's probably other underlying reasons as well, which we could speculate in this stream. But ultimately, I think that Kaspa evidently from the power law is very undervalued, and Mexc, dumping a lot of their Kaspa is not going to help with that fact either. So, Kaspa's down right now, but I don't think that's worrying at all. If anything, I'm happy that Kaspa's down. I want it to go down lower. The lower Kaspa goes, the happier I get, because it just means I have another opportunity to buy Kaspa at an even cheaper value. So that's currently where I'm at right now, but we'll talk about it more in this stream as time goes on. What you think about people telling that they are being manipulating Bitcoin, and we'll go back to 50k. I mean, yes, if Bitcoin went to 50k, that would definitely affect Kaspa and all the crypto. There's no doubt about that. Some projects may not be affected as heavily because they have other developments happening, such as XRP probably won't be affected too heavily because they have institutional adoption. Kaspa, it follows Bitcoin, but it's also detaching as well, so it may not follow exactly as well. But I mean, would Bitcoin come out to 50k? There's definitely a possibility. Right now we can see Bitcoin's at 58k. It's been, consolidating between 63 to, I say it's consolidating around this region now for the past week and just a little bit over a week. And I think that we could potentially see Bitcoin continue this way. Again, keep in mind that we're now leading up to September. On much of the Fed is printing money right now, and there's a lot of indicators I'm going to show in this stream as well that, liquidity is building up again, and we're about to see an explosion in mass adoption and a crypto bull run for sure in the next month and potentially 2 months. You've got to keep in mind the Fed will cut rates in September, so this could potentially just be the market preparing for the rate cuts happening because the liquidity is still very, very low. So we are basically preparing for the correction. So there is potential that when the correction happens, the Fed cut rates, that we could see a correction in Bitcoin, in stock markets, in real estate, in on-risk assets, and Bitcoin could correct down to 50k. But again, if that's be the case, then I think that's just nothing more than a bear trap. Again, it's an even bigger bear trap. Get everyone to get worried, think crypto's going to die, and they're going to sell all their assets when the institutions, keep in mind, BlackRock, Fidelity, 21 Shares, all these massive institutions, they have not been selling their Bitcoin. You have Wave 2 adoption in now. You have the likes of Morgan Stanley and do I have any other sources up here? No. I mean, we have Morgan Stanley. You have many other massive institutions who are now starting to advise their wealth advisors, their team, to start offering Bitcoin ETFs. I mean, you can see that China allegedly is going to be lifting their ban on Bitcoin very, very soon. So evidently, Bitcoin's not going to die, crypto's not going to die, but they're trying to shake you out. So if Bitcoin went to 50k, I wouldn't be too surprised, but I wouldn't be too worried at the same time. I think it's just a great opportunity to get more Kaspa and get cheaper crypto as well. Shy Leash, I'm new to crypto. I'm so glad I found Kaspa right after I entered the crypto market. I'm so lucky. I don't think you're lucky, my friend. I think you're smart and you're wise. I think I understand people using the terminology lucky, but I think as you're doing your own research, it's not. Yes, luck does play a part into everything you do, but I would never like to use the terminology lucky. I use lucky as as a word that people use, but I think ultimately it's just wisdom and knowledge, right? You did your research, you found Kaspa, you're in the stream right now talking about Kaspa and crypto and everything that's coming, and you're just fortunate. You're not lucky, you just did your research, and I'm happy that you're here, and we're all going to go together. What if everyone is wrong and inflation takes out all retail investors and institutions aren't all that interested yet? I mean, there's always that possibility, Joshua, always, but I think, again, it is rather unlikely because institutions are making, again, look, you see UAE, Bank, which is a leading government-owned bank, partners with Bitpanda to offer crypto. Spot Bitcoin ETF issuer Bitwise expands into Europe by acquiring Europe's largest physical Bitcoin ETP issuer, ETC Group. The liquidity is increasing. It happened back in 2016, 2020. It'll happen again this time as well. We're seeing these developments happening all around the world with governments and leading institutions expanding into crypto. So ultimately what this means, there's more institutional adoption. It means therefore there could be more manipulation from the bigger players because they have more liquidity than we do. So they could definitely influence the price to make it drop a lot more, which will then cause concerns for the retail investors. But I think at the same time they understand the value where this market's going to go. So and the fact that they're making crypto as the backbone of the monetary system, that is not speculation, that is confirmed. If they were to crash crypto, it wouldn't benefit them at all. it'd ruin the monetary system, so they would need crypto. So if anything, they're probably just trying to shake us out even more, making a bigger collapse, a bigger bear trap, so then they can scoop up more cheap Bitcoin, and we'll see crypto rise. There's all the possibility, again, you make sure you do your own research to find your own knowledge for it. But me personally, I think it's just a shakeout. I think it's just a calm before the storm. Greetings from Amsterdam, my man. Welcome. Stupid question. Do you think it's enough to have 1 million Kaspa coins? I mean, I don't think... there's never a stupid question. It's a good question. Ultimately, I think you can never have enough Kaspa. But at the same time, 1 million Kaspa coins, you would definitely be set, because just $1 Kaspa means you're already a millionaire. Should it reach the likes of $5, you've got 500 million, you got $5 million. Again, 1 million Kaspa is a healthy amount of Kaspa to own, in my opinion. That would make you a whale, I'm fairly sure, unless I've got my terminology mixed up. Make you a shark. It make you a shark, and I think being a shark is a definitely a healthy position to be in right now. Frankly, again, I think anyone who is octopus and above, octopus only have 1k Kaspa. I think even 1k Kaspa is a good amount to have, because it means that you are in the market, and should it rise to the likes of $5 right now, that means your 1k Kaspa will turn into 5k. That's still a hefty amount that's still life-changing money. It can be 5k can be life-changing if you know what to do with it. So being in this market really early is good, and at the same time, if you're also DCAing, if you're just like I do with myself, I analyze the market. Like I said, I'm waiting for Kaspa to hopefully drop lower, and I'll hope to scoop up more. If you can do that as well, or even just cycle out your money, analyze the market, then I think you're in a very, very good shot as well. So 1 million Kaspa, yeah, you're comfortable, my friend. Hello, my mate. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. And again, if anyone enjoys these streams, feel free to leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. What do you mean when you say that Mexc is dumping Kaspa? Well, we can see here. This is from Kendall Dynasty. The question asked is, can anyone in the Kaspa community explain what game Mexc is playing? It seems that they've been dumping their holdings in 20k increments over the last 2 months. They used to be a top 5 holder. Did something change? Could these be OTC deals to a larger exchange? The 2-week chart, we can see their balance drop down. So it has dropped down significantly. We've got speculation in the comment section here about it's possible another exchange is purchasing it from them, which could be possible. Of course, it's possible they could just be storing it in some cold wallet for security, and also it's possible they have multiple wallets. They're just moving it around to different addresses. So this just means one of their wallets, if they have multiple wallets, it means one of their wallets now seems to be moving their Kaspa. Whether they're dumping it or whether they're just moving it around, again, it's cause for concern. But at least according to this post, it looks like Mexc is dumping Kaspa right now. And the reasons why I gave earlier being that it could be because Kaspa is just undervalued right now, and they're not making money from people buying Kaspa. No one seemingly buying enough Kaspa right now. Kaspa's dropping, so maybe they're just trying to just save from their investments because they believe that crypto and Kaspa are about to dump very shortly. Again, due to the Fed rate cut happening in just 11 days time, almost a week away now, and the Fed rate cut should come in, and there's a high likelihood we'll see the market correct and potentially see Bitcoin go down to 50k. There's not enough liquidity in the market right now, but that will turn in September, and going into end of September, October, we'll start seeing a pump. There's no doubt about it, in my opinion. Going back to the previous question about is $1 million enough, I think he will be a millionaire of Kaspa. There's no doubt about it. The conservative call for Kaspa in the bull market is $1.5 to $3. The conservative prediction is in accordance to the power law of Kaspa. The power law of Kaspa says the lower end is 1.2, the upper end is 3. But that takes into account the emission schedule, so price over time does not take into account the likes of the tier 1 exchange listings like Kraken, which has been confirmed. You've got Binance that's on the cards as well, which are also going to go through the potential for seeing Coinbase in this bull market, OKX, and Robinhood, Crypto.com, Gemini, all the other major exchanges that could be coming in. That's what the power law does not take into account for that. The KRC20 that's going to be launched at the end of this month, if not early September. The 10 flop a second, the institutional adoption of the KII, which again we'll cover in this stream. It's a good indicator, but there's so much more to come that I think $3 is conservative, and I think we could see 5, if not even higher. Again, it depends what's coming out. Not to mention as well, if we somehow see smart contracts, so bullish for Kaspa and what it's going to be. Good morning, Bees, my man. Welcome. Every single stream this man's in here, he's a legend. Thank you very much for joining the streams once again. It seems Kraken could be the first to list Kaspa. Yeah, I think it's very, very likely that Kraken will be, at this point, the first tier 1 to list Kaspa. Unless we get a surprise listing from well, OKX would be my opinion. If any of these exchanges here, these top tier exchanges were to give a surprise listing, my bet on it being OKX, because Binance are already accumulating Kaspa with their futures and their zero fee mining pool, but they need to build up more. Coinbase is being dead quiet, although they did fund Kaspa's original research, and they have connections through the likes of BlackRock and Marathon, who seem to be holding and accumulating more Kaspa, which you can see here. I think I tweeted about this yesterday. Yeah, here. This is the Marathon's balance. So they were seemingly dumping Kaspa, and now they started consolidating, and then they started building up their liquidity again. So Coinbase are connected to BlackRock, who are shareholders of Marathon. So Coinbase have connections as well. And then of course, Kraken seems to announce their listing. OKX is part of the KES. So, but I mean, will OKX announce the price listing? Again, we can speculate about that. I don't think it will. I don't think they will. I think Kraken will be the first major tier 1 for Kaspa, and that's still very, very bullish news. Right now the crypto market is not got enough liquidity in it right now, so these figures we see here aren't the most, well, they're 24-hour trading volume, right? So currently on the daily, Kraken has $610 million daily trading volume with just short of 1 million weekly visitors. But when the bull run starts, this will definitely, in my opinion, 24-hour, I think will definitely surpass 1 billion. And we'll probably see like over maybe 2 million weekly visitors when the bull market properly starts. So it's one of the first major US exchanges. That's a very, very big news. And it's also, the reason why tier 1s are so big is not just for the fact that it's more ways to get access to Kaspa. It's because you've got to keep in mind, people like you and me who are in this stream right now, most of us we are very passionate and quite avid investors, right? We've seen Kaspa, we know how great it is, and we want to get it as cheap as possible because we know how good it is. So we're willing to do our research, do our due diligence, and in a sense take risks by using the less reliable exchanges to get cheap Kaspa. The likes of, and I say less reliable, they're not bad exchanges by any means, they're just less reliable. The likes of Mexc is not as reliable as something like Coinbase or Binance, of course. Or something like Bank, which is, where I buy my Kaspa off because it's got the cheapest transaction fees. They're not the most reliable in terms of, but at the same time, we have, most of us, I hope and assume, have a cold storage or a hardware wallet, so we keep our Kaspa and our crypto secure, as opposed to keep it on exchanges, which can be risky. But the reason why I mention that is because a lot of people who invest into crypto, they aren't like us. They just, want to invest, put their money they'll buy their crypto on exchange, on a top exchange that is trusted, something like Kraken or Coinbase, or a big exchange that is trusted and is, very, very popular. Most people, as we can see, use Binance. And they'll buy it on that exchange and they'll leave it. They won't take it off. They'll leave it on that exchange to let it do its thing. So when you have something like Kraken, a big exchange, it means that the more casual, these are casual investors we're talking about. The casual investors will then get access to Kaspa. They'll see the project listed, and some of them might be looking at Kaspa for a while, some may have not, and they'll just see it, and they'll then probably do a little bit of research into Kaspa, and that little bit of research normally consists of just doing this. What I do, when people ask me to look at a project on my streams, I look at a project by looking at the token, I look at its all time, look at its, market cap, its volume, its circulating supply, its total supply, and look at the listings. And you just make an assumption based on that, on how reliable the project is. And Kaspa's chart is amazing. So people who are new, who see Kraken listing Kaspa, they'll probably do this and think, oh wow, the project is amazing. Yeah, it's probably worth investing a little bit into it. Some of them will even do more and do even deeper research and think, oh, I should have got into it a lot earlier before Kraken listed it. But the Kraken will bring a lot more adoption and attention to Kaspa for casual traders, and that will build adoption more so as well. I finally made it 3 days I missed. Leroy, my man, don't worry about it. Again, I'm sure you rewatched them anyways. And if you didn't, we're in the Discord server anyway, so I know you didn't miss out on anything too much. But at the same time, it's glad to have you back, my mate. Glad to have you back. I'm trying to get to Dolphin, but I'll probably be one big fish. Hey, my man, it doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I have mates of mine who only got into it recently, and they're only sitting at octopuses right now. But I'm constantly telling them that I'm very optimistic where it's going to go in the future, and they are, when they feel like, and they're asking me where I think it's going to go, and obviously I'm like, well, I mean, you do. I mean, I tell people do no research, but I think Kaspa's in a very unique position right now. Again, in accordance to the heat map, where it is here. In this chart here, we can see that the risk, it's sitting around like 0.3 area. So it's not a lot of risk right now by investing to Kaspa in accordance to the heat map. And there are many other indicators as well to showcase that Kaspa right now is heavily, heavily undervalued. So, at this point in time, it wouldn't be the worst idea to probably buy some more Kaspa. Now, me personally, again, I'm waiting because I think Kaspa could go lower. I think right now we're going to probably see, again, continued consolidation around this region for the next week, leading up to what's going to be September, the rate cuts, where we might see a correction. I'm hoping Kaspa comes back down here. If Kaspa comes back down here, oh, best believe I'm getting a hefty bag of that. I'm praying it comes back down there. There's a possibility of that. Because crypto right now is in a very precarious position with Bitcoin, again, under 60k, potentially going down to 50. There's a possibility of that. So ultimately, if you're in this space, again, as early as we are, then I think you're in a very good position, my mate. So my friend, so don't worry about it. 45k is not a problem, not a problem, trust me. I absolutely love when the market is afraid. These are the absolute best buying opportunities that we will see. I remember being afraid of buying Bitcoin at 21k last year. I believe, but stayed away 5x. Yeah, 3x, exactly. Like, ultimately, these are the most. This is the part of the market where it requires the most grit, the most logic, right? This is the point where I will constantly reiterate: I do it in my videos, of course. Don't be emotional, be logical. At this moment in time, everyone panics because the market is correcting. You're like, oh god, crypto's going to die or it's going to go lower. I don't want to lose out more of my money. But like, for me, it's like, well, the market is just in a bear trap, it's in a correction phase, right? Or consolidation phase. It's not got a lot of liquidity enough to start pumping, but I think we will see that very, very shortly. And you know, there's catalyst that's happening around us right now for the next month to 2 months and further on for Kaspa and crypto, leads me to strongly believe that we will be seeing insane pumps coming very, very shortly. So at this point in time, everyone's panicking because crypto and Kaspa's dumping, but at the same time, I'm like, well, if you've done your research and you remain logical, you'll see that this is not indicative that crypto's done for and Kaspa's done for. It's an opportunity, right? That's how I'm seeing it. It's an opportunity. Exactly how you state, it's an opportunity to get more Kaspa. Okay, Kraken confirming they've got a spot listing secured for Kaspa. So we know it's going to be coming. I'd imagine at this point it's going to be within the next month. So sometime in September, which is what I stated in my previous streams. You can see it very, very shortly. They're just trying to sort out some other, tweaks and whatnot. And then we will have KRC20 coming out. Then we'll likely have the 10 BPS coming out. And then we'll likely see the likes of Binance, who are currently accumulating more and more through their mining pools and their futures listings. They'll probably end up launching Kaspa at some point before the end of this year as well. Might not take till December, but I think we'll see Binance list him as well. And then as soon as Binance lists it, well, you best believe when Binance lists Kaspa, being the largest exchange on this market, we will see I think it's highly likely we'll see the other exchanges scramble to list Kaspa. The OKXs, the Coinbases, the Geminis, the Robinhoods, the Crypto.coms. I think we'll see them scramble to list Kaspa because the biggest exchange has got Kaspa. So they've got the Binance exchange will be one of the most crucial exchanges to see a colossal pump in the price of Kaspa because it's so big. It's so big. Look, almost 11 billion, even almost 11 billion, or just over 10 billion daily trading volume, and just short of 11 million weekly visitors. And it's again in a bear trap, and it's not even the bull market yet. This is going to be so much higher in the months and year to come. So that's going to again be a massive catalyst for Kaspa. If Kaspa only hit $3, it underperformed. Yeah, I agree. I think if Kaspa only hit $3 and it underperformed, and I think then, people will be quite. I'm sure people will be quite disheartened if it only hit $3. I wouldn't personally because I'm not bothered. Honestly, I'm again holding Kaspa like very long term, 20, 30 years or so. And at that point, I'll definitely become a millionaire if I'm holding Kaspa for that long. When it just keeps accumulating and growing more and more as the years go on. But yeah, if it did $3, I would underperform. But I think it's likely we'll see it go higher. A Dolphin, 161k in Kaspa, 9% more portfolio. Yep, you are Kaspa Maxi and you are living life, my friend. I have 7k in Kaspa, hoping to reach 10k one day before the bull run. I think you still got time. You got time. I think we've got at least another month or two. And ultimately, at the same time, I think regardless, as long as you're able to still manage to fill bags. I mean, personally, I'm going to be filling my bags constantly the whole way up throughout my whole life. But especially anytime before $1, I'd be very, very happy in investing into Kaspa at this point. Just setting up Kaspa nose to mine too. Well, as I showcased yesterday, I don't think I retweeted it, unfortunately. I showcased it in my last stream yesterday. Did I retweet it? Let me just see. I don't think I did. I showcased in my stream yesterday that apparently in the long-term side of things, at least, in the long-term side of things, it's more profitable to mine Casper than it is to just buy and hold it. But not initially. It's an investment thing. So over the course of, I think it was 18 months, I think then you start making more profit. So yeah, if you're doing that, my friend Andy, then congratulations. I hope to see you become a Casper millionaire. My first bag was at 10 cents DCA heavy into Casper December and all of January every day, and now I've been buying it every single day again. I'll stop when I'm back to 20 cents maybe. Yeah, if you've been doing so, then yeah, Chirp, you are sitting very, very comfortably, my friend. So well done, very well done to you. Me myself, I'm doing the same thing. I'm waiting for Casper because I potentially think it can go lower. I'm hoping to get another discount Casper around this value, and if Casper comes down here in the next few days and continues around this region, and then come into September, the rate cuts come in, and again, as I showcase, I'll show it quickly here. When rate cuts come in, historically speaking, we always see corrections in the market. Just a reminder what happens to stocks when the Fed pivots and lowers rates. And stocks are on-risk assets, which is the same thing as crypto. Stocks and crypto are like two sides of the same coin. So we will see a correction with crypto as well, most likely, and that will then lead into the start of a bull market. It's again a final bear trap, a drop before we see the reversal in the market. So if Casper comes down here over the next few days, potentially, and then at least up to going into September, I think we could see Casper come back down to here, if not down here as well. And again, it's a potential, and if it does that, I'm filling up all my bag 100%. And yeah, also not to mention as well, when KRC20 comes out as well, you're going to have KRC20 meme tokens, which are going to be massive news for Casper. The reason why I'm so happy about KRC20 is because institutions are very, very invested into it as well, and the KII and are taking heavy interest into helping the progression of the KRC20 Casper platform, and also the core developers are helping with KRC20 as well. It'll give miners more way to make money, which is good for the miners, which means we'll see more adoption in the project as well. But most importantly, it's because they're doing the smart things. The Casper block DAG, the Casplex, it's going to be incredible because of the fact that Casper's so, revolutionary, being a trilemma solver, decentralized, secure, and scalable, and it's going to be the perfect peer-to-peer electronic currency, a medium of exchange, and a store of value. But you need to bring adoption to Casper, and that's one thing that the KII are going to help with, but Casper's still lacking in that. The KRC20, the Casper platform, the Casplex, are launching meme tokens, and meme tokens historically are always, especially their initial launch, they're always great for bringing a lot of very quick, high volatility to a project. That's what meme tokens are. They're very, very risky, highly volatile assets that see a lot of quick price movement, and then they probably get forgotten about more often than not. I'm hoping that the Casper meme tokens will stay for a long time. Like Shy's Cat one, the Nacho one, and the Casper to go to Casper. I hope those two at least for the most part stay for quite some time. I think that'd be very, very cool. But ultimately, meme tokens are great to bring a lot of volatility to a blockchain project, to a block DAG like Casper's. So they're doing the right thing by launching meme tokens, because then we'll see a lot of initial volatility flowing to Casper, generating more attention to the project, more adoption, and then people who do a bit more research can then realize what Casper is about, and they'll stick around, as opposed to just coming into the meme tokens and just dipping. Tangent or one key, which one's better? I don't have a preference. Well, that's a lie. I have a preference. I don't know which one's better, statistically speaking wise, but I prefer a tangent personally. It's just something that I find easier to use. I don't know which one's better if you're actually looking for figures. I don't know if I have a preference. Preference for me is tangent. I'm at 12k Casper, but I'm flipping some Doge into it also. Well, as long as you keep filling your bags, you're golden, my friend. 100k Casper will change in life. Yeah, 100k Casper will change your life in the cycle 100%. Again, I think holding Casper will change your life in the cycle. There's no doubt about it. I've been money in buying for nearly $1 million. Again, everyone in this chat seems to be in a very, very unique and strong position. So I'm so happy that you're all in the stream watching the new developments unfold and sharing your growth and your investment goals, right? As we're all, going to be millionaires very, very shortly. We're in such a unique position with Casper at 15.76 cents, down 2.6% on the daily time frame. Again, this is where Casper peaked pretty much. This is why this level of resistance is so strong, because Casper peaked at his all-time high back last year in November. So we basically at this point now seen a full year of, arguably, right, this is just, from a weird perspective, you see Kaspa's had no growth in the span of a year almost. That's not true. We've seen ups and downs. We've seen a new all-time high, but in the long-term side of things, in the span of a year, we've seen no growth. And that for me is great, because it means that we are literally approaching a very, very bullish, we're at the boiling point, the tipping point. We're about to see, when Kaspa takes off, it's going to be a volatile explosion, because it's been doing nothing for a year. Again, that's a way to look. Obviously, it's not, but I'm just saying that for another way of looking at a different perspective, right? You can see that Kaspa for the span of a year has, had very little. It's back where it started. So if Kaspa was to come back any below this again, which I think it can do, I think it's perfect. So that's what I'm waiting for right now. So again, everyone right now who's in the stream, who's just enjoying the streams as well, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more, and know that you are very, very fortunate to have done your research, to remain logical, and believe in the future of Kaspa and what it's going to do in the next few months and years to follow. People need to learn to mine, yeah. Musk Mining Co. I have 882k in Kaspa. Is that a good bet, or should I buy more? I mean, buy more. I think 182k Kaspa is, again, ultimately having Kaspa. Like I said, I think having anything above 1k, like as long as if you're a fish, even better. But if you're an octopus, even just having Kaspa at this point, at least over a k is good. Like, you haven't got to do anything crazy. Like, obviously, the more Kaspa you have, in my opinion, the better. And you can never get too much Kaspa. But just having Kaspa at this point, when it's so early, is amazing. So I think it'd be in your best interest to do more research into Kaspa. And at the same time, if you want to learn more about market sentiments, like I've been talking about the potential for corrections coming into September, I'm going to be talking about this in a lot more detail in my free Discord server, which I've just linked in the chat. And it's also in the description of this live stream, and also on my homepage. We're going to be talking about the potential for where we can see Kaspa correct if it continues in this pattern. Right now, Kaspa's sitting at 15.77. Over the span of the next 11 days leading up into September, if Kaspa consolidates and continues around this region, I think I'll be talking about it in more depth with more, more realistic predictions, let's say, or more accurate predictions. As a community, we'll all be speaking about where we can see Kaspa correct to and where we're going to use our buy alerts, right? And I'm sure many of us are going to be talking about potentially coming back down to 14, maybe even down to 13 again. Maybe we see a new all-time low maybe if we drop below 12.5, should be amazing if it did that. I'll be going all in. Dare I say all in if it goes below this again. So it's a very, very big thing. But ultimately, at the same time, you've got to keep in mind that capital correction, which again we're talking about in my community server, it may not be as heavy as people expect, because at around the same time we'll see the release of KRC20 and the Kraken listing that may be happening around the same time as well. So that might stem the bleeding of capital correction as opposed to the rest of the market. KRC20 is the first thing that proved to doubtful people that Kaspa is more than just a coin. Yeah, KRC20 is, again, it's going to prove to everyone what Kaspa's building and bring it more into the limelight, into the spotlight of what it's trying to do for this industry. And people who have been fighting Kaspa the whole time will soon see that they are hating for either no reason, or they just didn't do enough research to realize what it's doing. There's a reason why Bitcoin maxis who only ever religiously like Bitcoin have now started expanding and looking into Kaspa. People who only ever looked at Bitcoin for almost 10 years have now said, oh, you know what, Kaspa looks like a good project, let's look at Kaspa now. There's a reason for that. It's quite obvious. Looks like Bitcoin will dip again. Along with Bitcoin, other projects including Kaspa will also dip. What spot limit order do you think is worth setting? What price do you anticipate? Well, again, I kind of just mentioned that anyways. Bitcoin right now is sitting at $58.6 thousand dollars, $58,600. And I think that if Bitcoin continues in this fashion, sub 60k, when the rate cuts come in, I think we could see a correction down to 55, maybe potentially even as low as 50, which would be amazing. I think that'd be amazing. And equally, Kaspa would see a correction as well. I'm hoping we see Kaspa come back down to 13. I mean, there's a possibility it comes as low as 12 again, 12.5. But again, as I mentioned, with KRC20 around the corner, 10 BPS around the corner, with Kraken's listing imminent as well, as they've confirmed, these may stem the bleeding and prevent Kaspa from correcting so heavily. And that will, so that we may not see Kaspa correct that far. But at the same time, my current positions for where I'm looking at right now, I'm hoping to see Kaspa correct down below 15.5 to around the 15 cents region. If it gets there, I'll be scooping some up, and then leading up into, you know, September, if it's still around that region, which it may very well be, I'll probably end up looking towards Kaspa going down to around this region down here, which again I'll be talking about a lot more in my free Discord server, so I'll link that once again for anyone who wants to join. Free to join. We're talking about all market sentiments, all crypto, not just Kaspa, all crypto projects. We're ultimately just trying to build our knowledge, because knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Knowledge, it pays to be knowledgeable. So we're trying to build our knowledge in this market to find true crypto gems, the best buying opportunities to become part of the biggest wealth transfer in history, effectively speaking. You have 900k in Kaspa and still buying and mining? Yeah. Everyone here is jealous. You are a legend, my friends. You're doing very, very well. Keep it up. It's hard not to sell my Doge and buy the dip, but I feel like after Doge goes up, I can get more Kaspa. I mean, yeah. Ultimately, right now, most of my portfolio is in Kaspa, and it's growing more and more every day, because it's just Kaspa for me right now. Is, again, power laws proving this. You know, the heat maps are proving it. All the other indicators are proving that Kaspa is heavily, heavily undervalued. And it leads me to believe that we're going to see a reversal very, very shortly. The miner's not making profit, but it's still gaining more adoption. The hash rate is still increasing. We can see right now, if we look at the hash rate, obviously its all-time high peak, I think, was around 850 something, 53. Right now, we can see earlier today, it hit 851.56. So again, the hash rate is still staying at a very, very high level, and it's continuing to increase as time goes on. We can honestly see 1 EH or 1,000 PH before the end of this month, which would be insane. And that's proving that the project's adoption is growing more, which we can also see as, you know, we've seen more and more addresses. Like a week ago, I was speaking about this. That was at 400,000 a week ago. Now it's at 409,000. We've almost got 10,000 new addresses in the span of a week, which is insane. So the adoption of the project is growing, while the security is also growing as well. So it means that miners are struggling more now to make money off Kaspa, because it's harder to mine Kaspa while the price is not even increasing, it's decreasing. So we have to see a reversal soon if they want to continue making profit. I swear, Andy, every time I see you in my streams, you talk about you buying more and more Kaspa coins. It's 5 to 10 to now 342. Wow, my man. Congratulations. We're all living life right here in Kaspa. All of us live in life. We're going to be very, very rich very shortly. Everyone has different circumstances, so it's best not to worry about that amount too. It's just, yeah, again, everyone has different circumstances. I know there are people in my community who can't afford to just keep DCAing into it because they haven't got enough reserves, which is fine. That's not a problem at all. There are other ways to make money, whether it be a side hustle, whether it be, you know, flip trading with going into like meme tokens or something else to make profit and then take that out and put it into cash. There are other ways to make money to build your bags, of course, or just continue working on your job, which I'm sure you should have, and then you build up. If you're old enough to have a job, that is, which you should be, because if you're trading, you should be old enough to have a job. Yeah, ultimately, circumstance or not, as long as you're in this stream, in this space, at this time, with Kaspa, I think you're in a very strong position, no matter how much you have. You're in a very unique position, and I'm praying that you all become very wealthy in the future, and we're all going to be driving our Lamborghinis and our Ferraris and our McLarens down the streets of wherever we may be. We'll be on a live stream together, just driving our Ferraris. I think once a tier 1 listing happens for Kaspa, others will follow in suit. Yeah, precisely. That's what I've been saying. Kraken is a big one, of course, being one of America's biggest exchanges, obviously following like Coinbase and whatnot being the biggest. But I think for me, Binance in particular, once Binance lists, a lot of these other tier 1s will follow in suit, because the amount of liquidity that will surge, like the adoption and price of Kaspa will surge with likes of Binance listing, and therefore the other exchanges will have to pay a premium value, a premium price to be able to buy up the Kaspa liquidity, fill up the liquidity, buy Kaspa, and then, you know, launch a spot listing. So I think Kraken will be the sign of the first of many. Binance will follow quickly in suit, and when Binance does that, the other exchanges will have to be quick, otherwise they'll be waiting too long. Kaspa will be worth, $1, $2. Like, I think about that. Kraken could get in buying Kaspa, launching a spot listing at less than 20 cents. Binance could equally be doing that at less than 50 cents. And then imagine you're like Coinbase or, Gemini or Robinhood, who's having to buy it now at $1. That's just, you could have saved yourself 80, like you could have bought it all at 20 cents and saved yourself so much money. It'll make more money in the long run, of course, but just business-wise speaking, it's just not smart, of course. When is Kaspa crash over? Well, just for, just nitpicking. This is not a dig at you by any means, computer cappy, just nitpicking. But the terminology crash is not exactly correct. Crash typically means you see a price dip of 10% or more. So if a project dips more than 10%, then that is considered as a crash. So this here was not a crash. But then when you look at this day here, when, you know, the markets opened back up on the stock market and Warren Buffett came down, that dropped 25%. That was a crash in Casper. Even though on the daily it ended here at 8%, so it came back up, it did crash at one point, came back up. So right now, Casper hasn't crashed. I guess from its all-time high, you could argue, yes, it's crashed. It's dropped down 25%. Yeah, 25%. So it's crashed from that. That's just me nitpicking, though. Ultimately, that's why I use the term correction. Correction just means it's come down. So when will Casper stop correcting? To answer your question, it depends, right? Because right now, Casper's, you know, it's going through the motions. It's down, you know, 2.57% on the daily time frame, valued at 15.78. And there's as much as there's a lot coming for Casper. There simply is not enough liquidity in the market right now. There's still the worrying, looming recession on our backs. Again, there's a lot of developments happening that suggest that we will see a reversal very, very soon. You know, the global M2 money supply has reached new all-time highs, showcasing there's more liquidity in the market than ever before. Every time it's surpassed its previous all-time high, Bitcoin bull run has started. So it happened in 2016, 2020. It will happen again. So we will end up seeing that a bull run will start, definitely for Casper, and for crypto in general. But right now, there's not enough liquidity in the market. There's still the looming of the Fed rate cuts, so there's still the worry of recession, even though liquidity is growing. So there's not there's a lot of liquidity growing in the financial sector, but not in the markets, not in the financial market. They don't want to invest in on-risk assets right now because there's a looming recession. People are worried about it, but once, you know, the rates come in and the economy stabilizes, we will see a reversal. And if Casper continues to be around this value at 15.5 or even lower over the next coming days leading into September, we could see Casper correct further. Potentially that could be a crash, depending. But it depends on the announcements. Again, KRC20, Kraken, 10 BPS, that could see a stem of the bleeding, a lesser correction, not even a crash. And then that was followed by a quick reversal when once the rate cuts are over with, there will be little to no more worries regarding, potential FUD that could circulate in the market. Of course, you've still got other factors, regulations still not being fully enforced just yet. The election that's coming in play that could be potentially have negative consequences depending on who gets elected. There's still other catalysts that could affect the crypto market, but ultimately once the rate cuts are in and once September's done, there won't be much to stop crypto anymore. So I think we'll see a reversal in the market and some accumulation and some price surging in Casper and crypto. I want to say, we'll have to wait and see. Again, we'll judge it more as time goes on, but right now I'm going to say mid to late September leading into October. I don't even have any money, but I can still see these small amounts. Yeah, well, exactly. Some people, again, always be careful. You don't want to invest your life savings. I've never ever advise actually going all into a project. I'll use as my titles, of course, to emphasize how bullish I am. I want to buy more Casper at this point, but going all in is never a smart thing to do. Just in the off chance it does go wrong. Casper right now is in a very undervalued position, so it's unlikely. But again, as I've been mentioning throughout the last, just 5 minutes alone, Fed rate cuts will see correction in the market. I'm very sure of that. So we could see further lows incoming. But that's again why I'm going to continue just watching the market, reading the news, filling up my knowledge, learning more in my community server with all my other members. I think we surpassed 200 right now. I'm going to have a quick look. We currently have 214 members, and that's in the span of just over 2 weeks. We're growing very quickly, and I'll keep DCAing where I feel like it's necessary. The amount of Casper. I mean, that's also another factor to take into. If you look at Casper on its all time, a lot of people who look at Casper, they look at it too short term, right? Again, if you think about it in the last year, Casper hasn't moved. You think about it in the last year, Casper went from 15.5 and it's currently at 15.5 again in the span of almost a year. So that in itself is like, okay, that's not very good. But again, look at it from its all time, launching at the peak of the bull cycle, going into the worst bear market in history, and it's increased in value from then. So much it's done nothing that drastic in the past year, and it's all time it's done amazing things, and this just therefore means that it's at a boiling point, a tipping point, in my opinion, and we're going to start seeing a surge, in the month to follow. I'm sure it will be, and that's why I've been saying in my last video. I made a video yesterday talking about it as well. which is like last warning Kaspa holders, because JP Morgan's confirming we're going to see a bull. He's talking about commodities here, so gold, but that is still indicative of what's going to happen with crypto as well. We're going to see a commodity bull super cycle. And with Kaspa having the KRC20 coming out and the 10 BPS coming out, or the Kraken listing and everything else, I think we are at literally at a boiling point where we're going to start seeing one of the most violent breakouts for Kaspa yet. Potentially, we could see it reach to 50 cents, if not even higher, but we'll have to wait and see. If we're basing it off the power law, it states that it should probably reach the price of like just short of 40 cents. But either way, that is still just the calm for the storm. Kaspa again, 16, 15 cents is going to go up so much more from here. I'm trying to get as cash as possible to roll my profit into my goal to fix short-term issues and retire early next cycle. I mean, yeah, that would be amazing. My goal right now is that if I'm in Kaspa right now and I'm filling up my bags more and more, as I grow older, I'm going to be able to retire off Kaspa definitely. And that'll be amazing, where I can just sit on my investments and just, you know, be sipping pina coladas in like Malibu or whatever it may be, like in Maldives. God, in the Maldives. So yeah, it's like at this point, this is literally like people have been saying it's like getting Bitcoin at like $285. Look at it where it's at right now. Even at is like, again, people who are worried about Bitcoin and where crypto's going to be going, take a look out a bit, take a zoom out and look at Bitcoin. That's all you have to do. If you're worried about crypto, just take a zoom out and look at Bitcoin. It's all-time high last cycle. 4 years ago almost. Or 3 years ago now. 3 years ago it was at $69,000. Right now, it's been sitting around this region for the past year. It got a new all-time high in the run-up to a bull cycle, currently at 58k. If it corrects, so what? It's already surpassed the all-time high. And we're not even in the bull cycle yet. And the bull cycle properly starts come October, November. That's when it effectively properly starts. And November again will be a big one with the elections coming through as well. So we will see a very, very bullish year following that. Well, right now we're here. We'll sort of see Bitcoin probably do around like something like this leading up to it. But it might come further. It might even come further down here, depending on what's happening the next few days with the rate cuts. And once it gets to around October, we'll start seeing it push back up, and then we'll probably start see it do this over the years to follow. So again, just don't look short term. Think long term. Don't be emotional. Be logical, and just analyze. Right. Just build your knowledge and understand how lucky. Okay, I use the word lucky. How fortunate we are to be in this space right now, before what's going to be the biggest bull cycle in our history with institutional investments. And the KII, again, I've mentioned this a lot, KII are going to be a very, very big factor into Kaspa future price action as well. For what they've announced, they announced it in this roundtable. I spoke about this in a lot of my streams now. It's absolutely massive. It's so very bullish what's coming to Kaspa, so I couldn't be happier. Maybe one day all of us early Kaspa maxis can meet up, have a huge yacht party. Exactly. I'm sure we can do. I mean, I'm sure all of us will be able to actually afford to buy the yacht ourselves. We all just have a massive group yacht party, all just taking up the whole ocean. I had a choice to buy a house or buy Kaspa. I bought Kaspa. I mean, ultimately, if you bought Kaspa, in the long term, I thought that you could buy multiple houses at this rate. I mean, think about it. If you could have bought a house and Kaspa reaches $1 per end of this year, you could buy 5 houses. So, if not more than that. So, I think, yeah. Again, you've got to trade at your own discretion, not financial advice or anything I'm talking about. Do your own research. But I think, yeah, we're in a very, very unique position to be in Kaspa this early. And as Bingo Bango says, if you think about it in terms of inflation, Bitcoin hasn't even hit its all-time high yet. Like, inflation right now is, reaching all-time highs. That's why the Fed are printing money and cutting rates, because they need to combat inflation, right? What you need to understand is that crypto has historically been, especially Bitcoin, has historically been used to combat inflation. Inflation's going higher and higher. Crypto is in a position where it's undervalued right now, but the rate cuts are coming in. The economy is in shambles. There's the worries of recession. The Fed are printing money to try and stabilize the economy and to try and combat inflation. Crypto will soar as a result of that, as it's trying to use to combat inflation. And the fact that crypto is being incorporated into our monetary system, it's going to rise even higher. I think I did. It might be this video here. Did you see the video that Wolfie posted on X, where the guy explains a very simple Dagnite? 2 minutes. Yeah, this is exactly this video here. Actually, I didn't get a chance to listen to it just yet. I got it up. I was like, okay, I'll probably listen to it, but I'm not going to put it up just here because in the ways. I mean, it's not my content ultimately. So, but I'll link it for everyone here. It's not Wolfie must have reposted it. I found it on this page here, but it's something that I'm going to go through, basically just breaking it down what Dagnite's going to be about. and how genius Michael Sutton is, and the people who are working on Dagnite. This is going to be the innovative technology that Kaspa's going to have to allow it to soar higher and higher in the years to come. Like, Dagnite is going to be, in a sense, almost the end game for Kaspa, and allow it to completely destroy the rest of the crypto projects in this space. But yeah, as I was mentioning, so as the title of this stream states, yeah, we've got a lot of exchange listing drama right now, with the likes of Mexc seemingly, Kraken, of course, now officially announcing that they have secured a spot listing for Kaspa. It's going to take time, so we don't know when it's going to be, but we know it's going to happen now. Whereas beforehand it was on the roadmap, which means it's a chance, because obviously if you look at the roadmap, it's obviously announced a Kaspa listing, but there was always the worry that where is it? Here. So once they announced the listing, it's always the worry that an asset's inclusion on this roadmap is not a guarantee of a listing. So there's always the speculation that it may not see a Kaspa listing. But again, then when you look at this post here, we can see official confirmation now they have secured a spot listing, and it will come. When, we don't know, but it will come. That's very, very big to see. Of course, they still got the likes of Mexc, who they might have multiple wallets. I'm sure they do have multiple wallets, but one of their wallets at least seem to be, dumping their Kaspa. So what's going on there? Again, it's hard to tell. They might be dumping it because Kaspa's undervalued and not making money from Kaspa, or they might just be moving it to a different one of their different wallets, or to a cold storage. Again, it's really, or sending it to another exchange. They might be sending their Kaspa to another exchange so they can build up more of their liquidity. Again, it's hard to really tell. But ultimately, right now, I think we are building up to what's going to be a very, very explosive pump rally, bullish pump for Kaspa very, very soon, with Kraken looming, with Binance seemingly building up more of their liquidity for Kaspa, with so much coming out for Kaspa, with the KII next month having enterprise event meetings and industry announcements with Kaspa, and what else they're building with Kaspa as well. We've got the likes of the KRC20 and the soon to follow 10 BPS is going to happen after that as well. Just ultimately so much incoming. Look, 10 BPS is going to come soon. They announced effectively that they have done with the tests, and we'll probably see a public test, again a relaunch, sometime if not next week, hopefully, and then we'll see the full launch following that, provided it's successful, which it should be. They seem to have already fleshed out the issue that happened earlier. We'll see 10 BPS as well, and that will just follow that. And yeah, and then ultimately also what they spoke about in this roundtable was the launch of a Kaspa stablecoin. Stablecoins are going to be huge. I spoke about it previously as well. JP Morgan and Harvard talk about how big stablecoins are going to be in this space as long as they're regulatory compliant, and the KRI are taking action to make sure that Kaspa is compliant with regulations from the get-go, from day one, as well as their stablecoins as well. So everything right now is being done really methodically to make sure that Kaspa is in the prime position to explode in adoption in this coming cycle, just before Kaspa explodes. And we could very likely see all these developments taking place all within the span of a month. Kraken listing just soon after KRC20, after 10 BPS as well. There's so much incoming that we could see ultimately in unison, like multiple massive catalysts happening at once, which would just cause so much FOMO for Kaspa that we could just see a very, very violent breakout. So that's why I'm so bullish on Kaspa, and the lower Kaspa goes, the more bullish I get. So I'm not ultimately worried about the current correction going on with Kaspa. If anything, I'm more bullish about it. So of course, we're talking about this, covering through the stream every single day. If you enjoy these streams, I've been doing them daily now for I think 19 days. Started literally at the beginning of this month, and I've been doing it daily every single day since, and I'm going to continue doing so. So if you enjoy the streams, feel free to leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more. And if you also want to learn more in regards to crypto, because Kaspa's great, of course, but there's so many other projects to make money with as well. I'm going to link my free Discord servers on my YouTube homepage right here, alongside my description of this stream, and also in the chat right now. My free Discord server, where we just talk about crypto, all projects. I've been informed about 2 projects through my Discord server and through these streams as well. One of them was the one called Telos, a microcap, looks very, very decent. One of them was also called DAR, which also looks decent as well, which I'll be looking through both of them as well. But there are other ways to make money, right? And that's what this whole Discord server is about. A free Discord server where we can all just join together in unison on our love for Kaspa and other crypto projects. I love the crypto, and just talk about the best ways to make money effectively. Other projects as well. In my community already, we spoke about, when this surge was happening to new all-time highs, some of us thought we'd break out, but then also some of us were logical about it and thought, Kaspa right now is currently Kaspa's at an all-time high, but at the same time we're going to start seeing a reversal because the rate cuts are coming in, and Warren Buffett sold, and Japan's yen was out going up against the dollar. So we saw these potential market sentiments that could see reversals in the market, and we did, and we called what's happening here. And I managed to get in here. Some of my members got in around here. So it has been a very, very, enjoyable community so far, and we've learned a lot already, and we're learning more. So if you want to learn more, feel free to join. Again, links just on screen right now. $100 Kaspa can't happen. I mean, in this cycle, definitely not. In the future, probably. It depends on how long you're holding. If you're holding 10, 20, 30 years, then yes, $100 Kaspa can definitely happen, in my opinion. Not just to mention, from Kaspa following the power law alone, I think by 2029 it should reach 129. Was it then? I saw it in my previous stream. Again, I need to look at the power law again. From the power law alone, it said that Kaspa could reach over $100 in 10 years, I believe. But then if you take into consideration what the KRI are doing, which by 2030, the emission right now they're trying to utilize Kaspa. Like we can look at this post here from Paul Van Son, the chairman of the KRI. Kaspa is well positioned to be a pivotal cornerstone for industries like clean energy and related carbon emissions reduction markets. Carbon emission markets by 2030 should be valued at $2 trillion, and they want Kaspa to become the cornerstone of that. So, come 2030, Kaspa will and the assets underneath the assets that will be assets that are under the emissions market are very, very valuable. The underlying assets are extremely valuable. So they need Kaspa scalability, decentralization, and security for the project. They need DLT solutions at scale, and only Kaspa can do that. And they've acknowledged that. That's why they're using Kaspa. So KRI will send Kaspa's price even higher as its adoption grows more with institutions and therefore in retail as well. What other projects are written in Rust though? I mean, I am not aware of any so far. There probably are. There might be some, but as far as I'm aware, there's not many of any that are written in Rust. Kaspa's technology is currently one of a kind. It's very unique. Keep in mind as well, this is normally we're normally informed through I normally find information through Captain Sats, where it showcases evidence time and time again of the fact that you got the creator of smart contracts, Nick Szabo, who is talked about talked about Aviv Zohar and Jonathan Belinsky as experts in Bitcoin security, which is a very, very big deal. We've seen other experts from leading blockchain protocols like Vitalik Buterin, Charles Hopkinson, and many, many more who actually praise the Ghost, Spectre, and Phantom protocol. I think it's Phantom protocol. Ghost, Spectre, Phantom protocol. They're talking about the protocols, but not just that. They're also a lot of these projects in the crypto space right now. You look at these projects right now in the crypto space. A lot of them actually run off these old protocols like Kaspa that Jonathan Belinsky helped design. And Kaspa is not just using them; they've also upgraded them and made better. So, again, Kaspa is just all of them are using old Kaspa, whilst Kaspa's using the new and better stuff. And they're going to have Dagnite, which again, you can check this video out and hear how amazing Dagnite's going to be for Kaspa as well. Kaspa having the energy sector is again. I spoke about this again previously. I made a video again on this as well. With Mac Kaiser or Kaiser. I apologize if I'm butchering that name. But he confirmed that. Well, he confirmed it with Bitcoin, but I kind of took that as a confirmation with crypto, not Bitcoin as in its entirety, but as crypto, which we can see happen already. He confirmed that we're going to see a transformation. He predicts the energy sector will soon use Bitcoin to transact. Whether it be, he said Bitcoin, I took that as crypto, and unbeknownst to him, this shift is already underway with Kaspa. That's what the KRI uses Kaspa for energy, and that's going to be a very big sector. It's one of the most valuable sectors in this world. So again, the energy sector, the KRI is more influential than people give it credit for, and I think we'll see a bigger pump as a result of that as well. $3-4 is again a realistic prediction in this market. I'm saying $3 conservative. I'm saying $5 for me is like where I hope it will be, and depending on what comes out and the wild card factors that could affect it more, like institutional adoption, we could see 7 if not higher. And I'm going to be taking stop profits all the way up from $1 up to 2, 3, and from there on onwards as well. Solana is Rust as well. Okay, well Solana is going to get dominated by Kaspa's DAG blockchain platform when it comes out. Like, I'll be blunt about that. Solana's blockchain is not decentralized. It's not secure. It's good. Like, it gets people if it goes cheap, but it's not is not going to be able to compete with Kaspa. TRX is a massive transactor of USDT Tether, which Kaspa will take over. So that means that all Tether transactions will be using Kaspa, not Ethereum or not TRX. I mean, that's also very, very big as well. Although the problem, I have beef with Tether, or not beef, speculation, concerns with Tether, because again, we have been seeing it from these massive institutions, from Harvard to JP Morgan to all the big industries in the space, that regulations are very, very important, and we need to see regulations in the space. And the Tether CEO has admitted they don't care about regulations, so they're abandoning the US and EU markets. They're still but the US and EU markets make up 1/5 of all financial markets, so they still have 4/5 then for Tether right now. But if MiCA regulations that the EU have put out, and what the US are going to put out as well with their regulations that are going to be coming out soon, if MiCA end up being successful, it's already been announced that MiCA regulations could become the foundation of regulations worldwide. If that's the case, then Tether's in trouble. That's why we've been seeing a rise in USDC recently as opposed to Tether. But again, that's just my beef with Tether. But ultimately, yes, with the Kasplex coming out, KRC20, and with them Kaspa releasing their own stablecoin, due to the superior technology of Kaspa, it will soak up a lot of that liquidity and take over other blockchain protocols and what they have on their chain. I mean, again, in this Kaspa roundtable, Rory O'Neill from the KRI spoke with a major financial institution that manages between $20 to $40 trillion of customer assets every single year, and they currently do 95% of their settlements on Ethereum. And Rory O'Neill told them that if you were to switch to Kaspa, on the gas fees alone, which we know gas fees for Ethereum are extortionately expensive, on gas fees alone they save tens of millions of dollars a year. So there's a real incentive to use Kaspa. Once Kaspa gains the adoption, we will see this shift, I'm very, very sure. Why is Kaspa going down? I think the market's just in a bit of a predicament. I don't think there's anything negative per se with Kaspa. Ultimately, the problem right now is the miners not making any money. The miners not making any money, and therefore it's like they're just selling off more of their Kaspa because they need to sell off their Kaspa because they can't just hold it anymore. That might be a reason for it as well. But ultimately, there's a lot incoming for Kaspa that I'm not worried about this correction. If anything, I'm happy about it because it means I can buy more cheap Kaspa. It could, due to the fact that Mexc seems to be seemingly dumping some Kaspa from one of their wallets, so that could be a factor as well. But ultimately, I'm not worried about the correction, and I don't think anyone should be. I think no one should be. I think this is just, if you have the opportunity to do so, I think it's just great. You can see cheaper Kaspa coming in, potentially buy more, which is what I will do. I'm waiting for Kaspa to go below this wick here, and I'll get some. And then if it stays around this region going into September, I predict we can see Kaspa potentially come down as far as 13 again. And then the release of KRC20 will come out, the Kraken listing, the 10 BPS will follow soon afterwards, and I will then decide to buy more Kaspa at this low points here as well. So the lower it goes, the happier I get, because I know we will see a reversal. And when we do, due to everything coming out for Kaspa right now, I think the breakout will be the most violent one yet. Because again, the miner's not making money, the power law states so as well, that it's undervalued. So we can see a reversal very, very soon, I am sure. And the exchange listings are going to be a very big factor of that. But yeah, that is I think it's just above the hour mark now. It's just approaching an hour. Yeah. So if anyone's got any last questions, I will answer them very, very quickly. But unfortunately, once again, days are busy now. I've got busier days nowadays, so I can't do more than an hour today. But if you've got any questions, feel free to ask me. If you enjoy the streams again, of course, feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe for more. And if you want to learn more, then join the free Discord server. Links in the chat, in the description, and also on my homepage. And of course, we'll be back every single day. 4 p.m. GBT, 12 p.m. EST, which is midday, 9 a.m. PT, and around 11:30 in Australia, in certain region of Australia. So here every single day, and we'll be doing so for the foreseeable future at the same time. If it's a different time, then I'll let people know in my Discord server. But it's just, again, there's so much incoming for Kaspa that I'm just so bullish on this project and other projects in the space as well. Again, that one that I saw yesterday, which I'm going to put in, is going to be probably a hidden gem of mine. I saw someone mention it in my Discord server and in my community yesterday. It's called DAR. It's just above a micro cap, but the volume, look at the volume, is insane. It's got some big exchanges as well. It's very, very undervalued, but it's a gaming project. If you look at it all time, it does look worrying. It's very undervalued, but it's a gaming project. It launched at in the peak of the bull run. and it's obviously very, very far down, but it's a gaming project, and gaming projects are just not ready right now. So I don't know how well it's going to do. I'm not going to invest in a significant bag in it because it is a big, big risk. But for the fact that it's a gaming project and it's got such high volume, it's already got a lot of, it's got a lot of adoption in the project already. So when the bull market actually starts, I think we'll likely see this volume increase, and we'll see an increase in market cap as well, an increase in value. So this is a project that I'm going to probably use in my hidden gem, alongside some other ones as well that I saw are very decent. And I'm learning more about this in my community server. So yeah, it's a real incentive to join it as well. But that will be how many cryptos have books written on them, and there's not many that has books written on them, and Kaspa is one of them. And Kaspa has multiple books, and it's growing more and more. In fact, you can see some of the books Kaspa's written through the almost finished developing of the Kaspa, which we can see here. Kaspa is a very, very cool project that is being developed right now, and it's looking very, very good right now. And it basically just gives you the complete rundown of everything going on with Kaspa right now. You can see their promoted services, you can see their centralized exchange listings, their wallets, their explorers, which I utilize these quite often. You can see the KRC20 protocol as well, other bridges, utilities, socials, tokens, shopping, mining pools, everything where you can buy everything. And you can see these two books for Kaspa as well. The Realizing the Nakamoto Dream and From Ghost to Night, Off the Heel of the Blockchain. So yeah, this is very, very cool what Kaspa building, and it's only going to grow more and more, and a website like this is going to be massive. So yeah, thank you very much, Dan, for joining the stream, and you're welcome. I'm thoroughly enjoy doing these streams daily. You guys have made it an enjoyable experience for me, and I hope we can continue growing together with everything we're doing. And these streams are a way to keep us all connected and to continue learning more and more. So again, if you enjoy the streams, leave a like, and if you're new, subscribe for more, because I'll be doing these daily, so you can never miss out on these streams. They're having the same thing every single time. If you want to keep more connected as well, join the Discord server. But that will be wrapping up the stream right here. Kaspa is revolutionary tech by all means. It's currently shocking the world already, and it's going to shock more and more. 10 PPS 32 and eventually 100 as well. Kaspa had the potential to become number one. Couldn't say it better myself. We are in a very unique position. Kaspa is currently at 22 with no tier ones, and it's still not got a lot of its key developments out yet. Hasn't got the stablecoin out yet, not the KRC20 properly out yet. So when these happen, it will let Kaspa compete with the top 10 projects, the Trons, the Solanas. It will let them compete, and we will see Kaspa most likely become a top 10 before the end of this cycle, in my opinion. So a lot to look forward to. But yeah, that'll be it for the stream. Thank you very much all for watching. I'll be back on the same time tomorrow, hopefully. And yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. So see you guys then.